back to the channel, guys. Crap day today. Sun's gone back to traditional English weather. Right, so just quickly before I go head off to the powder coaters, I'm going to remove the oil sump and this lower section to take both of these, and then we'll be on our way. So a new rubber mallet arrived, so let's get using that. I'll put you on time lapse now so you can see. That was easy enough. There's two 12mm bolts. That one on the underside of here. So that's those two bits off. Take those over. So let's get the van loaded up. So these final bits to take, and let's go and collect the other stuff. Just going to give you a little update on the garage. I'm still waiting for a price back at the moment for that corner unit that I mentioned yesterday. The other thing I'm now looking at is the flooring. I've been looking at the foam flooring, the cheaper alternative, which is about £100. However, on some of the websites and some of the sales sites, it says do not park a car in it, not for hard standing vehicles. So I'm not sure the cheaper options are going to be the most suited. So the other option to look at is the hard wearing stuff, specifically for garage and workshops. But that's going to cost about £350, something like that. So I'm seeing if I can get any discounts or better deals on that, because again, that's a lot of money that I haven't really got at the moment. But it would be great to get it all done at the same time. The last thing to mention, I've ordered some masonry paint from Screwfix, which I'll pick up after I've picked up the parts from the shop blasters. And then hopefully this evening I can get in the garage and start making a start on the painting. So yeah, hopefully that'll be towards the end of this video, and I'll catch up with you again shortly. Back with the powder coating. Seems to be a hell of a lot more than I thought it took. And the silver is really bright compared to the hammerite. But anyway, we'll get it all unloaded and we'll take a look. So here we are, we've got them all completed. I was hoping that they would have actually pushed that out, but they haven't. So what I'll do is I'll drill this out myself. But the powder coat on is done really well. It's on really thick, which is great. One area of concern is where these bushings go here. I'll have to scratch them out and clean the powder coat off there, but that's not too bad. That's those two. The rear beam looks great. Again, I have to do the same with the rear bush there. Probably drill it out. Or I'll see how firm they are and see if we can get away with keeping them. This one I'll need to actually take off still. I'd hope they've done that, but they haven't. The front subframe, it's really thick as well, that's great. And then all the little parts, these are in white. Those are what hold the mud flaps on, and because the car's going to be white, I thought it was a good idea to make them white, because you can actually stick on the outside of the bumper. That's the, what's the word? Supercharger bracket. There's loads of bits here. Engine mounts, loads of the black bits. The springs have come up great. I was a little concerned as to what these actually were. And I was like, I don't remember taking these off, but clearly what they are is you can see how much powder coat's on them as well. They are obviously the things that they hang at the powder coaters while they spray them. So yeah, I had me worried for a second or two. But as you can see, all the parts are absolutely brilliant. It was £480 in the end. Let's have a quick look between the colour match, starter motor, and say that's there. I'll put them in the sunlight so you can see. This is a lot shinier and silver in colour, and this is a bit duller. That's partly because I used hammered finish, so it's not quite as bright. But when it's all in the car, I'm sure it's going to look great anyway. It's just that these are quite a little bit more sparkly. Other thing to note is I've picked up the paint. So what I'll probably do tonight is clear this wall and start painting it. What I'll do is I'll wash the first coat down, probably 50-50 with water and the paint, because the walls are really absorbent. So the idea is to get that wall painted tonight. yeah, and we'll go from there. So yeah, excellent news about the powder coat, and I'll need to find a box to put all this in for now. But the parts pile is adding up. It is a little bit daunting trying to remember how to figure out how they all go, but I've got enough footage. Quite a lot of them I do know where they go already. So yeah, I'm keen to just start rebuilding the gearbox end plate. It's come out great as well. It's going to look super when it's back on there. Is that the right way around? Yeah. So it's given me more encouragement to get on with cleaning this up, sanding it back and getting it painted. The same with the block, because as soon as those two items are done, I can start putting on all of these bits and actually have the engine fully built, ready to drop back in, which will be good. So on the stand I'll have the gearbox, on the engine will all be complete with all the bits and gubbins back on it, and then I'll be able to get all the gearbox ready to go on, so I can build the motor ready to drop back in whenever the car's ready. So I've actually progressed a lot quicker than I thought I would with this. Still quite lots of little bits here and there to do, but yeah, I'm really happy so far. Somebody asked me what these plates were for. I have had them powder coated silver. They're the mounting plates for the bucket seats that go into the car. So yeah, that's those. Rear ARB beam. What else is there to mention? The top's come up really nice. It's going to look brilliant. Cam cover once it's back on the car. Sorry, the weather's awful today. But yeah, that's looking great as well. So yeah, really happy with that. The other thing of note is, as you know, that I'm doing at the garage, still waiting on the price for the flooring at the moment, and the cost of the units in the corner over there. So hopefully that'll come back to me shortly, and I'll let you all know how that's going on. And the other thing to address is the lighting. I'm going to try and pick up some strip lights and probably put 3 or 4 of them along that way, and it'll brighten up a lot in here. Instead of going for a dark grey on the walls, I've gone for a light grey, with it being a small space. I want quite a lot of light bouncing around, so hopefully the next upload you'll see me putting a few of the bits and bobs away, do another coat of paint on the windscreen wiper motor, and then yeah, clearing a space here to start painting, which is pretty exciting stuff. First coat done. I was a bit worried that it was drying a bit cream in colour, but actually now it's drying a lot more. It is actually looking quite grey, so that's cool. Yeah, first coat done. I'm going to get a masonry brush, and so I can delve into it deeper, because as you can see it's still quite pitted, so I'll have to work the masonry brush into it. But yeah, it's still wet at the minute, but it's coming a lot better than that anyway. So yeah, really happy with that. Coming on. It seems there's some damp coming through. If you look at the bottom of this cabinet, all the water soaked into that. So yeah, I'm going to have to investigate why it's so damp down there. I forgot to inform the powder coaters to not powder coat in here, because this is where the intermediate shaft bearing sits. So what I'll need to do is I'll just use this wheel and I'll just sand out in there, take off all of the powder coat and just have it to bare metal. Need to let the batteries charge on the drill, but as you can see, easily enough removed. Almost there.
But that's the thing with powder coat. The reason why we do it is because it's super tough and lasts for absolutely ages. So to get off it is a bit stubborn, but with the right tools, a bit of patience, it soon comes. So yeah, there we go. Almost resolved that little hiccup.
With regard to zinc plating and plating of the nuts and bolts, the first quote I had was £70 and it'll take around 8 to 10 weeks, I believe it was. However, I spoke to one of the owners and in the forums, and he's said if I post them to him, he should be able to get them done within 48 hours. So what you're seeing there is me just splitting them up from the yellow zinc finish and the silver finish, and I'll get those posted off and I'll give you an update in the next video. Thanks for watching.